Welcome to Crafting on the Plains. My name is Jacinta and this is my channel all about cross stitch, knitting, sewing, quilting, and whatever other crafty things that I get up to. If you are a new viewer, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I am so glad that y'all have chosen to spend a little bit of time with me today. I am going to have some cross stitch, some whips, some new starts. I've got some knitting finishes and new starts to show you. I've got all kinds of stuff today. If you have not already, please consider liking the video and hitting the subscribe button. It really helps me out and it helps YouTube know what kind of videos you are interested in. I also have an Instagram account, and that is crafting.on.the.plains, and I will put that below, as well as my email account that I use for this channel in case you want to see what I'm up to in between videos or contact me for any reason. I am going to just go ahead and get started. I went to the Jingle Ball this past weekend and I had the most fun ever. I can't believe it. This was my first year going. I know it's the second year ever, so it's a lot of people's first year going, but it's my first year going and I had the best time. I did not take any classes. I probably will next year because people made it sound so much fun, but I did several of the meet and greets and I went to several of the stitchy rooms and I met some people I had chatted with online and I got to just chat with them virtually, but you know, live. And some people I met and made new friends. So I just, yeah, I have so many more Flosstubes that I'm subscribed to now because I met so many other Flosstubers and I just had the best time. So I hope that if you went, you enjoyed it too because I really liked it. So speaking of that, I have a new start that I started at Jingle Ball. So this is my first new start and I wanted to have something, sorry about all the zipping and the crinkling, I wanted to have something specifically to start at Jingle Ball to commemorate my first Jingle Ball experience. And so I started Wee Santa by Heart and Hand, and I love this pattern so much. I am really into pink Christmas right now. I'm so into pink Christmas. So my threads are all over the place. I'm actually dropping things as I speak, so almost dropped scissors on my foot. That's probably unsafe, but I'm not going to show you my threads because they are a mess. But this is my progress. I actually got a lot done. This is pretty much all done at Jingle Ball. I think the morning afterwards I stitched a little bit on it, but here we go. So cute. I love this pink Santa. I am using three of the called for overdyes. The pink here in the main coat of the Santa is Seashelly, and that one is absolutely worth it. But the others, I think you could super easily switch out to the DMC. That's what I did on most of them, and I think that it looks absolutely fine. Yeah, I really, really like this. I got so much progress done, filling in the coat, working on it, and it does have beads, which I'm really excited to put on. And this is on just a little scrap, obviously, piece of 32 count XJU Designs Grandma's Slip. And I wanted to use 32 because the model is stitched in 32 and I wanted to make sure that the beads would fit well. So this is and it's two strands of floss over 2 linen threads, so 2 over 2, and I'm really excited about it. The only change that I made is that I did switch out, I think it calls for, yeah, the DMC alternative is, no, actually it is white, so just kidding, I didn't make any. I either used the call for overdye or I used the call for DMC, and I could not be happier with how it's coming out. So very excited. That's my Jingle Ball progress. And I think I can have that done maybe this year. I don't know. I'd like to at least have it done by next Jingle Ball. I have another new start, and this is when I started. I talked about this last time, and it is in a Me Made bag, and it is the Stitchy Sisters Sal being hosted by Handmade by Sarah W. and her sister, who is Stitched in Pieces on Instagram. And the pattern is Hands-on Design Berries in Bloom, which is a free pattern. And I started this on the day the sale started, which was the Sunday after Thanksgiving in the US. And here are my threads. I did pretty much a full conversion. 3 of the colors are the same, but I used them in different places. But other than that, I did a full conversion. And here is my progress. Here it is. I love it. This fabric, very sadly, is no longer available. It was from a company that I checked on Etsy. It was called To Die For Fabrics and More, and they no longer sell, which is tragedy because this is gorgeous. But that is my progress. I would love to get more done on this. This is a super fun, really just relaxing stitch. And I am doing this is a 32 count, and I'm doing it 2/2. And if you are interested in my conversion, please let me know. I'm happy to send it to you. I will probably type it all up and put it on Instagram somewhere when I'm finished with the piece. But I'm loving how it's going. And Sarah, she changed out her middle. It says Mary in the middle. And she changed out her middle to be one of the pinks instead of the brown that it's called for, and that looks so cute. I think I'm going to do that as well. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do, but I'm going to do one of those pink in the berries. So those are my new starts. They're all very festive themed, and I'm loving it. I am all in on the festive stitching. Now I'm going to show you a couple whips. So I'm actually going to pull these. I had these prepped, but I'm going to go out of order for just a second. So this one here is my next small whip, and I am loving this one. This is Winter Thistle. Got some thread. Okay. Winter Thistle by Modern Folk Embroidery. And, you know, I was going to look up how to pronounce this before I did my Flosstube so I didn't look like an idiot, and I didn't. So anyway, I changed the pattern I recharted it, and Jacob provides an alphabet for you so you can rechart the bottom if you want to. So I recharted it to say Merry Christmas in Scottish Gaelic. And that's because it's a Scottish themed piece. And I talked last time, I love the Scottish Gaelic language, as well as the Irish Gaelic language. I really am interested in languages. So I recharted it. And if you want to look, the person that I follow the most to learn Scottish Gaelic is, I think her name is Lauren Rhiannon on Instagram. And she lives in Aberdeen, but I believe that she's originally from the Isle of Lewis. And she is a Scottish Gaelic speaker, and she does little lessons. And one of her most recent videos actually is how to say Merry Christmas in Scottish Gaelic. So if you want to know how to pronounce this, look it up. I will try to look it up and play her video for myself several times so I feel confident in saying this. But there it is, and I'm making a lot of progress. I'm really excited about it. This is being stitched on 36 count Witching Hour by Under the Sea Fabrics, and I'm doing one strand of floss over 2, and the variegated is Fool's Gold by Classic Colorworks. And then I'm also going to be using some white floss from Sulky for eventually there'll be snowflakes as well. So this one is getting really close to finish as well, and I'm so excited. I really like how that's turning out. My next pieces. So I have been working on this piece, and y'all know it has been a little bit of a struggle. And that is this one here this is the Christmas Wonderland Sal. I'm looking up here because I'm trying to remember. I always want to call it the Winter Wonderland Sal, but I'm pretty sure it's the Christmas Wonderland Sal by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. And I have been working on, I never even finished clue 1. And then this is clue 2 over here, this little houses and stuff. So I've been working, I got the clock tower in, I've got some of the houses done, or not the houses done, but houses started. And this is so cute, and I really, really love it. But this pattern has been a struggle, and I think I'm going to put it on the back burner. And I hate to do that. But Even though I've said to you and to myself multiple times that I know I'm not going to catch up with the stitch along, I have no plans to catch up with stitch along, I just want to stitch this pattern. And that is true, but I think mentally knowing there's a stitch along going on where parts are being released, and part 6, the final part, just got released and I'm not even done with part 1, is on some level still bothering me. And this piece has been a struggle. I don't know, I've been making a lot of mistakes on it. I don't really know. And so I enjoy this piece and I really do like it. Once I start stitching it and I get into a groove on it, I love it and I don't want to put it down. But sometimes it's a bit stressful to think about working on. And I want to enjoy this piece because this is a beautiful piece. I got the kit. This is on the kit fabric, which is a 32 count even weave. And it's the kit flosses and everything. I bought the needle minder. It's so gorgeous. But I do not want to be stressed out about this piece. So I'm still going to work on it. I'm not throwing my stitching rotation out the window yet. Yes. But I think I am going to maybe just work on it a little bit on the days that it's called up in my stitching rotation if I feel like it. But I also have another large piece that I'm close to finishing that I'm about to show you that I really, really want to get finished this season before Christmas. I'm not going to get it framed before Christmas, but I want to finish it before Christmas this year and then get it framed before Christmas next year. And I think what I'm going to do is make that other large piece my focus piece. And then I can just, when I'm done with that one, pull this out and make it my focus again. So I'm going to be kind of pulling back, putting this in the back burner, which, again, look at those cute little houses. I love it. Love this piece so much. I'm still absolutely going to finish it. I'm still absolutely going to stitch it. But I think because I know I can't get it finished this year, it's sort of, I don't know. I think I planned too many projects for myself this year and I have to pare down because I want my crafting to be fun for me and not stressful for me, if that makes sense. So please tell me that sometimes you feel the same way, that you overcommit yourself on projects. And it's not even like having too many whips. I think it's just, yeah, this next piece I'm fixing to show you, I just really want to finish it and I'm feeling very motivated to finish it. And so I want to be able to focus on what I want to focus on. And that is Christmas Bells Sampler by Heartstring Sampler. Y'all, she's beautiful. She's so beautiful. I love this piece. Just looking at it right here on my screen, I love it even more. I can't wait till it's done. So what I did is I've worked on some of the words. And then I filled in some more of the greenery. So I'm getting quite close to being finished. It's still going to have to be a focus piece because this is a slow going project. I think that's the other thing with Christmas Wonderland is it's simple, but you're not using, other than that big old lake, you're not using like a whole strand of floss. You're stitching a few stitches and then having to put it away and get something else out. And this one is, again, it's variegated floss, so I'm stitching 1x at a time, and it's pretty, like, you kind of have to, there's a lot of stitching and then cutting your thread and starting over in a new place and things like that, but it's absolutely worth it because it's beautiful. So I love this piece so much and I really want to get it done. So this is going to be my focus piece that I'm focusing primarily on. This is on a 36 count Winter Moon by Zweigart, and I'm stitching it 2/2 with color and cotton, and it is my own color and cotton conversion that I did. I think this was originally charted in NPI, maybe. I'm not gonna look. I think it was NPI, but I changed it up and I really, really love how it's looking. And I'm really proud of this conversion as well. So I have talked about my conversion before. If you're interested in it, please let me know. And same thing, I think I'll post, like make a specific post on Instagram with the full conversion typed out once I'm finished with this. which will hopefully be within the next few weeks. So very happy with this, very happy with my progress, and I'm very excited to have it done. So that is my stitching. I feel like I went through that kind of fast, but that's also because I felt like I had so much. I have a little bit of Jingle Ball haul, but I think I'm gonna wait to share it with you. I bought one physical item. I bought some fabric that goes along with a digital pattern that I bought. I didn't buy that much. I bought like 2 digital patterns and then some fabric. But I think I'm gonna wait until my fabric gets here to just do the full Jingle Ball haul, like everything that I bought together. It'll just make more sense that way. So that is my stitching. And I am going to film probably next week. So this week right now, those of you who, if you're a new follower, I am a college professor and I'm an attorney. And so this is finals week right now at my university. And it's a little the calm before the storm, which is why I'm filming right now, because my grading from the semester is done and my students are taking their finals like this week, and then I have to grade like crazy over the next few days. And so, but then things will hopefully calm down a little bit. Not the attorney part of my job, but the professor part of my job will calm down a little bit. And so I'm planning on probably next week filming a extra whip parade and like next year's end of year, next year plans, things like that. So stay tuned for that as well. But that's really all of my stitching. Kind of looking around, make sure I don't forget anything. So now I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk knitting because I have quite a bit of knitting. I have a finish and I have a new start and kind of some haul as well. So my finish is, or are, is a pair of socks. It's plural, but they're a thing, they're a unit in itself. This is my finish. These socks. I have been working on these. I think y'all have seen me working on these. They are done. This pattern is the Morning Coffee Socks pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady. And getting my hair out of the way so you can see them. And they are stitched with a sock set from Dragon Horde Yarns in the Bone Runes sock set. So it's a pretty simple texture. It's like a broken rib texture. If you're not familiar with socks, basically a rib is when you do alternating knits and purls. Like, so this is a rib, usually for cuffs. And then the broken rib is when you kind of will mix in some knits and purls so that it's not a full rib. And it creates a really interesting, good texture. And it's a good way to have socks that fit well because they're extra stretchy. So, and then I did the contrasting heels, cuffs, and toes, which is just with minis that came with the sock set. So I'm really happy to have these. They are shorty socks. I like my socks to be just the height of my little booties to wear. And I have not worn these yet. I have been dying to put them on, but I waited and I was patient so I could show you. So you're welcome. All right. So of course you cast off one sock and you have to cast on another pair of socks. That's just, I don't know. I don't make the rules. That's just how it is. So I have just, this is just a bag. I think I got this bag when I was doing Knit Crate. I thought it was like vaguely festive. I don't know, probably not, but I want to make myself a little festive sock bag, but I just haven't gotten to it. So this is a really special pair of socks. This is my Advent socks, and they're not like for a specific Advent calendar. There are Advent socks that you can buy and knit a stripe a day. These I'm just knitting during Advent. So the yarn, this is the yarn. It's very special yarn to me because I bought this at a yarn store in Inverness. And the yarn store sadly was closing. I think it was like their last week in business the week that I went in there. So they didn't have a ton of selection. I really wanted some Scottish yarn, like some yarn that was made in Scotland. But they just really had very little stock left. So I picked this up. This is West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply. And so it is a UK wool. It's just not a Scottish wool. So it's an English wool. But it is in the colorway Candy Cane. And I have seen this. I've seen quite a few, especially folks in the UK who have knitting podcasts and vlogs and things, knitting these. They have another colorway. They come out with, maybe every year or two, they come out with a holiday version. And I've always really been drawn to this one. I like this one. They have another one that's like a Christmas lights or fairy lights colorway that I like as well. But they had this one, so I figured go ahead and pick it up. And so I'm really enjoying stitching these. And this is how it is looking so far. I love it. So the cuff is Knit Picks, Stroll, and Dove Heather. And I love to, if you knit socks, this is my tip for you. I love to pick up at Knit Picks just a couple balls of neutral colors of their Stroll, which is their just kind of really basic sock yarn, because that way, if I'm doing heels, cuffs, and toes, which I like to do, I just like that look on a sock. And when you're doing self-striping socks, it's easier to get the stripes matched up, at least in my opinion, if you do a alternate or like a different color, contrasting, that's the word I'm looking for, cuff. So I just wanted something that was really neutral and simple, because I do use leftovers and stuff for my heels, cuffs, and toes as well. So I did that, and then this is the colors, and it's, I don't know if you can see, but there's subtle speckles in the cream color. It looks so good. Like, there's not a lot, but just a few little speckles. So I really am loving this. And I don't know, this is about how long I normally knit the leg of my sock, but I kind of want to go a little bit longer just because I'm enjoying the stripes. So, and I'm knitting these, I knit all my socks 56 stitches around on US size ones. And I use a combination of Mina Phillips vanilla, simple vanilla sock or something like that, and then So Sweet Violet Jules, her sweet vanilla cuff down sock. So I kind of have mashed up those two patterns, and that is my perfect sock. So very excited about these. And if I don't finish them this Christmas season, I will probably just put them away and then pull them out next year, because I have enough hand knit socks, honestly. I just really love them. I have another knitting cast on, and that is in my rainbow bag and that I made, and you'll see why, because it is another rainbow project. This is a pair of mittens, and if you've been following me, you will know, you might notice that this matches my daughter's sweater that I made for her birthday, and it was time for her to get some new mittens. I actually have her old mittens in here for reference. These are her old mittens. I knit these using a tin can knits pattern. I don't remember what they're called, but it's like a free mitten pattern on Ravelry. And they're attached by a cord, an I cord, because I knit these a couple years ago when I think she was 3. And so these are her old mittens, and they didn't fit her anymore. So she asked for rainbow mittens, and I decided, you know what, I think I can do it. So this is the mitten, and there's my little progress keeper. That is by Simply Serving, I'm pretty sure. So this is the mitten, and I am not really using a pattern for these. I kind of looked at a couple different worsted weight knitting patterns, and this is Knit Picks Brava worsted, I'm pretty sure. It's an acrylic yarn, and I looked at a couple different worsted weight patterns just to get kind of an idea for cast on numbers and stuff like that. But other than that, I'm just kind of having her try it on periodically and knitting a little bit more, or like whatever works. And then once I finish this one, then I can just copy it in reverse for the next one. So I unfortunately can't really direct you to a pattern for these, but they are coming out so cute. I love the colors. And there is a jog. I don't know if you can see. There's a little bit of a jog there. I don't think it's too bad, and I'm not gonna try to fix a jog on this small of a circumference. And then I just started there as a hole. That's because this needs to be tightened up. There won't be a hole there. That's just where I attach new yarn for my thumb. But I started the thumb this morning, and I sat there for 5 minutes trying to figure out how I was going to stripe the thumb. And then I realized that's ridiculous. I'm not going to stripe something that's like 14 stitches around. So the thumb is going to be gray. It's going to be fine. The thumb is going to be gray, but she loves them so far. I have quite a number of ends, but I'm not worried because I have been doing the weave in Steven method, which is where you basically catch your thread, your yarn end, as if you're catching a float in color work behind your other working yarn. And theoretically, you can just snip these off, but I usually will take a tapestry needle and just weave in like 3 or 4 stitches back the other way, but it still saves a lot of time on weaving in ends for projects that have lots of ends. But I love this. I just need to finish the thumb. I think I can get the thumb finished tonight, and then I can start on my second one. So I'm very excited about those. And I'm knitting those on, I think I did the cuffs on a US 4, and then I'm doing the actual mitten on a US 6. And again, like, it's just a pattern I'm making up, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying playing with this rainbow color palette that my daughter has put together. She's 5, but she has a really good eye for color, I have to say. So I have just one other little bit of sewing to show, and these are some felt ornaments I've been working on. This is from a pattern. They both came in the same pattern from Simply Eileen on Etsy. I love her. So this is my little Santa Claus. So adorable. I need to sew on a little pom-pom at the top, but there's my little Santa. So he's just felt applique. And then there's the little Christmas tree. And I changed mine up a little bit, but I added beads instead of some of the other stuff that she said, but yeah, I'm loving this. And then she had something else for the stem that I didn't have, so I just cut out my own little stem and stuck it on there. So I'm in the process of sewing that one up, and this one has been stuffed, and I just forgot to stick on my pom-pom, so I'll do that. But I thought these would be fun to show you. I've been really enjoying this felt sewing, and also I know that there's been several people on Flosstube that have been getting into like the felt applique or the felt sewing with a die cutting machine. And as much as I would love a die cutting machine, I have so many crafts going on, I can't justify getting into that. But I love the felt stuff. So if you're kind of in the same boat as me, where you're interested in doing that, but you don't have a die cutter, I would definitely suggest checking out the Simply Eileen shop on Etsy, because she has these, and then she has quite a few other cute ones, but you can find some patterns where you can do it without having the die cutter. You know, if that's just not in your budget right now, or just not something that you can justify the space for, or whatever it is. So just thought I would show you those. And I mean, I love them. So cute. So, okay. That pretty much concludes everything I wanted to show you. I hope that you are enjoying this festive season. I hope you're getting some relaxation time and some good crafting time. Please let me know down below what you are working on. Let me know, did you go to the Jingle Ball? And I will see you in the next video. Thank you.